fast food kiosks, like got in McDonald's and different places. When they first came out, the concern was for the employees was you're going to eliminate my job.
Right.
But if what they found out is that they've actually need more employees because
Really?
yeah, more stuff's being ordered. The people when they go to a kiosk, they actually order more food than they would if they stood there and talked to somebody because I don't know if it's punching the buttons or
Right. Yeah.
going through the screens or what causes them to do that. Do you use kiosks
Well,
at the places like that, or do you just go to the counter?
I'd use both, but it's. I wonder if. Yeah, I mean, because we know that fast food has been slow for a long time. So I wonder if it's not so much that they're realizing it actually requires more employees, but now they're actually able to hire more employees because they have less people doing that specific job. Make sense?
Well, they did say in the article that they transitioned some people to
Right.
more to be like helpers, because some people don't know how to use the kiosk,
Right.
and then also more greeters out in the thing or cleaning up in the lobby areas, and they do other things. They're not
Right.
eliminating employees, but
Yeah.
they're also finding out that they have to cook more food, and there's more stuff going on that way too.
That's kind of interesting. It's kind of hard to believe, actually. I mean,
Yeah,
it's strange that, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense to it, same degree, because it's a lot easier to sit there and think about what you want, and go through the whole menu than it is to have
right.
somebody waiting on you to give them, the order. So,
But that's the other issue is that they said when there's a lot of lines, like when it gets backed up, like at dinner time, when you go in there and there's people 6 foot deep, 6 deep, at the counter or at the kiosk or whatever, they said that the kiosks are actually slower because people do scroll through, they look at different options, they do, they're not as fast with it, they know how to use it. So it causes some frustration for people that's in the line waiting for the person to get done. Whereas if you walk up and just tell the person, hey, I need a Big Mac or whatever it is, that they actually it's a slowdown as far as getting the work through. When
right.
and it's frustrating for the customers that are waiting in line. So
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of the kiosk as far as the consumer goes. I mean, I prefer it, but
to me, I just soon talk to a person. I mean, that's just the way I am. But you guys grew up with technology and all that stuff's second nature to you to swipe and move and do stuff that
right.
necessarily we're not we do it on our phones, we do things, but it's just that if I walk in and if there's two people in line, there's an open kiosk, I'll probably stand in their line and be the third person. I mean,
Right.
it's just the way I am. But I know you guys are different.
You are a strange cat, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. So the other thing that kind of goes along with this is like self checkouts, and they're starting to take them out at a lot of the stores, box stores and stuff because of
Not Walmart.
it's because of theft. Is the reason they're doing it is because people are. I mean, it's easy to. You buy a cooler,
Right.
you can fill it up with stuff.
Right.
Scan the cooler, and you get everything that's in the cooler.
Right.
That's what the people are doing. They're cheating the system, but the thing is, I think if they could come up with a way to actually make it a thing that people couldn't steal. I mean, either by having I don't know what they would have to do, but better eyes on the things coming through the line or whatever.
Put the food in a locked cage, or you gotta ask somebody to unlock the cage.
Yeah,
For the food.
but I think if you would, because a lot of people have kickback about, well, I don't want to check myself out. I don't work for Walmart. I don't work for Kroger. But the thing is, if the companies would give them a 10% discount for checking yourself out, automatic, you're automatically get 10% off if you run through this line. They would use it. People would use it. Now, it's not that they're not being used now. Anytime I go to the store, you got to stand in line and wait for the self-checkout. Sometimes it's easier to go to a person.
So you're saying you think the self-checkout should have a discount?
Yeah. If you actually check your own self out,
But I
they
mean,
should give you 10%
I mean, you're
off.
really hooking up the thief then.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
10% off it.
they're gonna buy one item and they get 100 free, and you're gonna give them 10% off too.
Yeah.
Golly. I mean, no, but I mean, I do. I mean, I don't think that it's too much of a problem anymore. I think people have got used to it, I guess, because Walmart. I mean, that's basically all there is at Walmart. They have one or two, checkouts with humans, but the rest of them, I mean, half of the time the ones that are, self-checkout are broken, or you can't use it, whatever. But that is pretty much the main thing that they use as far as checking people out. Still,
Yeah.
Kroger's, I feel like, has got a pretty good mixture. But even the last time I was in a Kroger, it was, it was that way. So,
The interesting thing at Kroger is they've got self-checkout lanes. It's for lower quantities, but then they've also got self-checkout lanes for large quantities. It's got a belt and everything, it's like a regular thing, and you're self-checking yourself out. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I've used those several times.
Yeah,
but
the long ones, those closest, yeah. I just go through the line, especially if I got fruit or vegetables or something that I don't know how to ring it up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, generally the time, if I'm going to use the long belt, I usually would only do that if the other lines are just backed up, because, I would rather not scan, 50 items, roll down a thing, and then go down and also bag them and then put them in my cart as well, so, generally speaking, I do, but if it's busy enough, I'll just suck it up and do it. Or if I've got, one of the kids with me or something, or
Put them to
if
work.
you're with me, I might send you down there or something.